On Sunday, 5th February, the Justice, Development, Peace and Caritas Commission of the Owerri Catholic Archdiocese hosted the second part of the town hall meeting for Imo candidates running in the 2023 election. The event, which took place at the Assumpta Cathedral, was graced by a mammoth crowd. The theme of the interaction is Enthronement of Good Governance. The first part held a week earlier. After the opening prayers by the Auxiliary Bishop Moses Chikwe, the rules of engagement were spelled out. The Director Jdpc, Reverend Father Dr. Gerald Njoko, in his opening address remarked that power belongs to the people, and to whom much is given, much is also expected.
In our environment, politicians seek power in a democratic setting. While democracy has been defined as government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The United Nations in 2002 gave a more expansive view of democracy by detailing the essential elements as respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms.
Explaining the concept of democracy, he identified that achieving and using power is a noble objective if utilized for the benefit of the people. He warned, violence should not have a place in our political system, and charged them thus, let's resolve to take away violence in our political space. Resolve to make life of the people better because they have suffered terribly.
Political power is a serious mandate where the electorate collectively sits to politicians the power to govern them. There is always the temptation to cast aspersions on the opponent during electioneering. This should be avoided because the opponent will likely reply in kind and the political atmosphere will become tense. A little spark leads to deadly violence. Violence is evil. It destroys, and it is of the devil. It is a projection of the perpetrators' inadequacy to govern.
Father Njoku also tasked the people to vote for candidates who are politically fit and focused, and to avoid any form of inducement, voting according to their conscience.
These assumptions should not be far-fetched in our society because of the level of education achieved. At times, the opposite happens. The electorate should vote for one who is politically fit, a candidate with a verifiable track record, a candidate who is focused and transparent. We are all encouraged to pick our permanent voters' cards, PVCs, and votes.
In a keynote speech, the Imo Resident Electoral Commissioner, Professor Sylvia Uchenna Agu, expressed the preparedness of INEC to conduct a credible, free and fair polls in the state. She stated that BVAS is a game changer, even as she commended the town hall meeting as a great opportunity for the candidates to explain their agenda to the people.
As the date for the polls draw near, we are practically ready to do our job. We have received all non-sensitive electoral materials for the elections. The use of the bimodal voter action system, BVAS, remains sacrosanct in the forthcoming elections, and results shall be transmitted to the INEC Results Review Portal. Even as paper collection will also be done at the voting polling units.
The INEC boss recounted the current efforts of the umpire to ensure that everything is done right, including issuance of 375,004 PVCs. Agu thanked the security agents in the state for their support so far and asked for more.
As of Friday, 3rd February 2023, INEC Imo State has given out a total of 375,004 PVCs, comprising of 206,463 old cards, 116,700 807 reprints. The place of security in the conduct of elections cannot be emphasized. It is therefore our hope that security agencies shall do even more of their good work of ensuring the safety of our personnel, voters, and electoral materials.
The auxiliary bishop of the Archdiocese, Moses Chikwe, in his address, called on all the political office seekers to be altruistic in every sense of their word. In his words, we need people who have the heart that beats for everybody. We need leaders who will not forget those that they represent.
As we enter into the political process of choosing who will be our leaders at the various levels of government, we call on all, but more especially our political office seekers, to the need to be altruistic in every sense of that word. As we say in our prayer for a free and fair elections that we just said at the beginning, we need people who have a heart that beats for everybody.
He lamented that the people have suffered so much in the hands of wrongly motivated politicians who enter government with many promises and achieving none.
We have seen enough of selfish individuals in government who loot public treasury without thinking of the common good. Our people have suffered much in the hands of wrongly motivated politicians who enter into government with too many promises and end up realizing none. It is important to have people who come with clear and realizable vision and plans for operationalizing the vision.
After the ballot was drawn on the order of speech, the candidates took turn to deliver their manifesto.
If I don't present myself at this time to run for the position of Senator representing the Owerri Zone, it will be a great disservice to our people. And I will tell you why. The business of the parliament is about ranking and seniority. I am the only person that is ranking in the Senate. So that modifies me to be the Senate President, the Deputy Senate President, what we call the presiding officer or the principal officer of the Senate. And you know the benefits accruing from it. And I believe that that is what Owerri Zone cannot throw away. Secondly, I am running on the strength of my achievements as a legislator. I have, to my credit, 184 projects gotten across the whole of Owerri Zone. I'm sure wherever you live, if you look around you, you will discover that the transformer you're using, or the station you're using, or the town hall you're using, or the water project you're using, they are all Senator Onyewuchi's signature.
Labour Party candidates for Olu, Osu, Oru East Federal Constituency, Honorable Jeff Ojinika, promised to use dialogue to stop the intractable security challenge in his constituency, condemning the present use of kinetic force to tackle the issue.
This security challenge had led to a lot of decay in infrastructure, had led to loss of lives and property, that majority of our people are in exile. And it looks like from all indications that the government of the day and the people representing us have no clue as to how that problem can be resolved and how that problem can be solved. I have been of the view, and I continue to be, that that problem can never be resolved by use of kinetics. Whether the Imo State House of Assembly decides to approve billions and billions of naira for security code, it will not. Because the reason is that issues of agitation can only be resolved by dialogue. It can never. We have our foreign friends here in Cameroon, even in Europe, in Spain. People are clamoring for self-agitation. It has never been resolved anyway by use of kinetics. And we have continuously said that the government should be able to engage the people and be in position to resolve that. And that's my position. And that's one of the things I'll be ready to push.
The PDP candidate for Owerri Zone in the Senate, Barrister Uche Onyagocha, committed to restructuring Nigeria, a free electoral process, improving the status of law, the airport, push for free education to SS3 and fight corruption through property identification.
I will also be committed to a free and fair electoral process. I will support any process because our people have suffered so much as a result of electoral malpractices that have brought the wrong people into power. I am also committed to ensuring that all the areas to which our constituency have been excluded, I will lobby other people to ensure that we are included. One of such areas include the railway map of Nigeria, which has excluded Imo State and particularly Imo East. And I also hope to work with others to ensure that our airport, which is presently designated as an international cargo airport, the word cargo should be removed and it will still serve both for cargo and other international passenger travel services.
The African Democratic Congress candidate for Owerri Zone, Dr. Chijioke Odarara, identified that his research shows that there are more mortuaries in Owerri than hospitals, and promised to use his professional skill to improve the health of the people.
The first thing is health. During the course of my PhD, I find out that the number of mortuaries in the Owerri Zone is bigger than the number of hospitals. I couldn't have a place where I can analyze my samples because I worked on Buruli ulcer at Chere. That was where I did my PhD. Today, I'm going to tell you that I will establish 9 different constituency offices that will employ 25 youths in Owerri Zone. I will establish 9 different hospitals that will serve as district hospitals to cushion this effect. I'm not here to tell you that I'm going to build a bridge for you where there is no river. I'm going to bring whatever that is agreeable as a senator that's going to represent Owerri Zone. I will give it to the people.
The Social Democratic Party candidate for Olu, Osu and Oru East constituency, Mmadu Vincent Ikechukwu, claimed that he has a solution to the security challenge in his constituency.
It is a well-known factor that my constituency is the most volatile area right now in the state, if not Nigeria at large. A lot of incessant killings, a lot of insecurity, crime is on the high rise in my own constituency. So if elected, I have the remedy. If elected, I have the solution to the crime and the problems devastating my constituency.
Imo East candidate for APGA, Chima Anthony, claimed that he has scanned his zone and identified the issues, promising that in 6 months, some of the issues will be resolved.
Let me take on what I'm going to do for my people of Owerri Zone first. I've been around the 9 local governments. I've seen their problems. I've seen the problems of people of OBPSN from Owerri North. They have complained about the lands being taken by Anambra Igbo River Basin Development Authority. They're not getting employment. They're not getting they're not getting employment from the people, not even contracts. From Anambra Igbo River Basin Development Authority. I've taken that up and I've written about it, and I've told them that my first 6 months in the Senate, I'm going to get that result in the Senate. I think hospital treatment in this country should be free. And I've also said that my first deal is to make sure that government officials are banned from traveling abroad for medicals. I said that because if we have good medical arrangements in this country, our people will not be dying like fowls. So the government officials should not be traveling abroad for medicals. If they can't build hospitals here, let's all suffer sick and die here.
The question and answer session involved questions from the moderators and the audience to the candidates. The candidates expressed satisfaction at the event, with some saying that it has provided them opportunity to speak to a wider Imo audience.
Out of the 6 of us from Mbitoli Kedru, none of them came except me. So they are not heavyweights. Probably they are afraid. Probably they don't know what to say. Probably they're just trying to, play gamble with Mbitoli Kedru's future and their destiny. But by the special grace of God, we have been working assiduously, gradually entering into the hinterland, talking to our mothers and fathers and the youths on the way to vote and to vote rightly. This is no longer vote wisely. It's no longer vote wisely. It is vote the right person. Because when you say vote wisely, people can do anything. But our people have known that it is Nonsonkwa, the voice of the voiceless. And I have promised them, nobody can violate their rights. Once I get there, we are going to make sure that Ali Igbo is peaceful. Nobody is going to hold us hostage. Nobody is going to hold us to ransom anymore in the southeast Nigeria. We have signed the peace accord, and of course, all of us that signed the peace accord, we did it because we want peace to reign during the electoral process, especially during the time for the elections. And whether there is insecurity or not, all I know is that there is going to be, we are going to vote. People are going to come out. So we are not going to say because some people are trying to ginger fear into the minds of especially the southeastern Nigerians, and we are going to relax on that day. No. So we believe that the government will handle insecurity, and we believe that the electors will go out that day and cast their votes peacefully, calmly, and then go home. The candidates that made appearances really spoke as they should, so that the people that they have spoken to, who are their future constituents, will understand from the point they are coming from and what they will do for them when they enter there.
I want to be helped to be voted in to go and represent Owerri Federal Constituency in the Green Chambers of the House of Representatives. What I will do for my people are 3 things. First, I want to unlock these lies they keep telling us. There is nothing there. Government is not releasing any money, but yet you want to be re-elected. Secondly, nobody has ever mentioned about gender equality in Owerri Federal Constituency. It has always been about empowering men, empowering men. How about our sisters? Why do you think there is a high drive in prostitution and female mutilation and disappearing of our young ladies? Loss of jobs, loss of empowerment, no skills acquisition. So I'm looking at balancing that ratio where female inclusiveness is added in the work of governance and lawmaking so that they will become benefactors in the dividends of proper representation. And then thirdly, why I want to go there is not because it is my turn. No, I'm credibly qualified to be a representative in the hallowed Green Chambers. First and foremost, I'm very educated, well trained for that primary assignment. Why? My training is in government public administration, which means I'm properly equipped to be a policy and lawmaker. And lastly, Owerri Federal Constituency has been most disenfranchised in that matrimony of 3 local governments comprising Owerri Federal Constituency. Owerri North has most raped us. 7 times they have attended the House of Representatives. Seconded by Owerri West. 5 times they have been to the House of Representatives. Owerri Municipal, which is the tripart partner, has just been there once, and it was occasioned by Honorable NSC Bejako Wanda. And after his attendance in the hallowed Green Chambers, no other person from Owerri Municipal has been allowed to occupy that seat. So please, what is good for the geese is equally good for the gander. Equity calls for proper reconsideration and the submission of all these other candidates from the other partner local governments to step down for me, the credible alternative, to change the narrative of how governance is done. And it must water down to everybody in the electorate, because as I'm speaking here with you, I don't have any godfather and I came with none. So there will be no reason to defraud the electorate or lie to the electorate. The event overall has even superseded the pasting of posters, which I have humbly done in Owerri Federal Constituency, because now I have gotten a larger crowd, a larger listening ear, and it has even exposed people to harness the potentials in me and the fearlessness. And lastly, the way at which I have grammar and word power, intellectually, well structured, to make sure our people don't get misrepresented.
The town hall meeting is very, very awesome because how I wish we have been having this town hall meeting since 1999. It could have been a very good thing to expose the people that have been representing us since all this while we have democracy. But in as much as we have started today, the town hall meeting has given me an opportunity for the society to see a young, vibrant Nigerian youth that is eager to change the narratives in the Red Chamber National Assembly Senate. The town hall meeting has given me an opportunity for me to interact with the participants, for them to see the reason why the youth should be given an opportunity, just like we have in our contemporary larger societies in the West, where an 18-year-old boy is a mayor in the United States of America. So the town hall meeting is, in fact, let it continue, let it move down to the local government whenever they're going to do local government elections. You need to know who that's going to represent you for the next 4 years. So that if you have any aspirations or the things you want to achieve within those 4 years, you now know that there is hope. That somebody will just come and waste your 4 years answering honorable, answering distinguished, and when you look around him and around the people, around the person, you cannot even see anything honorable, you can't even see anything distinguished.
After it all, the Jdpc director, Father Gerald Njoku, expressed happiness at the success of the town hall meeting, which he described as part of the church's efforts to ensure good governance. He thanked all those that graced and made the event successful, even as he urged Imo people to reach out for their PVC and to vote in good conscience.
Today is better because we have a very huge number that attended actually. So for me, it was a huge success. Fundamentally, they have been able to give their manifestos, and the target audience have listened, and then it is left for them to make the appraisal. But on our own part, we have succeeded in doing the needful, and that is bringing everybody together, those of them that are contesting, and then the target audience, and then the fact that it was also relayed and to various media houses and media communities. For my good people of Imo State, it's a clarion call. First and foremost, it is for us to go out there and collect our PVCs. Those of us who have not collected their PVCs, it is out for us to go out there and collect our PVCs and ready to vote. Not just collecting it and keeping it there, but collecting it and voting. Thanks to God, we have been able to listen to our participants, our contestants, so to say. Then let us now make an appraisal and then be able to go out there and vote. Voting, we have to vote our consciences. We don't have to vote for the fact that, yes, I like this particular platform or party, but we vote for credible people. We vote for people with good antecedent. We vote for people that we know that are fit and they are able to represent us very, very well, either in the State House of Assembly or in the House of Representatives and that of the Senate.
I am Iwunna Munachi, reporting for Universal Heritage Television, Nigeria.